Menards East Series 175. The Skips Western Outfitters 175 about ready to come your way. Driver intros have just wrapped up here, and we're getting ready for our national anthems. 23 competitors signed in, ready to go. Derek Griffith on the pole in car number 2 alongside Max McLaughlin in the 1. 175 laps to open up the season here at the world-famous New Smyrna Speedway as part of the World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing. As we get ready to go, we are ready.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we are blessed. We're blessed to be here tonight to witness some of the greatest sport there is, the sport of auto racing. We're thankful to the folks here at New Smyrna Speedway. But Lord, we're thankful to the men and women who sacrificed that would give us the freedom to be here tonight. Lord, we ask that you would look over them and keep them safe. Lord, keep these drivers, these teams, these crew workers, these officials safe tonight. Cover their back. And Lord, for these fans, I lift each one up to you, and I ask you to look over them and guide them safely home. We give you thanks and praise in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Amen.
It's over. It's over.
All right, race fans, thank you very much. You are a wonderful crowd. You having fun here tonight? All right, all right, all right. We are just about ready to get the command of fire engines just a few moments away. Thank you so much for joining us, race fans. We hope you have a great night.
The command to fire engines for tonight's Skips Western Outfitters 175 here at the New Smyrna Speedway. The first race of the season for the ARCA Menards East Series. Driver intros are complete. My teammates getting ready to run on up as we get ready to give the command to fire engines. So tonight's race is going to be 175 laps. Qualifying earlier this evening put Derek Griffith out of Hudson, New Hampshire on the pole alongside North Carolina's Max McLaughlin. Nick Sanchez will start third in the 6th. Ty Gibbs will roll off on the 4th position. Corey Heim will start 5th in the 20. Sam Meyer 6th in the 21. Daniel Dye, Stephen Nassie on row number 4. And then rounding out the top 10, we have Giovanni Bramante and Mason Diaz. Charles on his way up here to join me in the broadcast booth as we welcome you to the new Smyrna Speedway for what's going to be a fantastic race here. And we're going to throw it down to Derek Parasignio now from Pit Road for a live report.
Thank you very much, and we're ready to rock and roll down here for the very first race of the season at New Smyrna Speedway for the ARCA East Series. It'll be a brand new season, and of course, with a brand new season comes a lot of news.
I can hear you loud and clear,
new
brother.
tracks
Sorry,
to race at, new sponsors, new people involved as well. And how about all those rookies? 18 total. It's going to be new. That's the big thing. New, new, new. That's the big word down here on Pit Road. There's even going to be a new pit stop sequence, and we're going to throw it back upstairs for more information about that.
All right, thanks a lot, Derek, as we count down to the start here of the Skips Western Outfitters 175. Great field of cars on hand. Derek Griffith will start from the General Tire pole. 92 mile per hour average in qualifying. That ride coming together just about 4 days ago. Chance meeting between he and team owner Chad Bryant, putting him behind the wheel here tonight, and he will lead the field to green. Max McLaughlin will be outside as we just about ready to get that command to fire engines.
We got no PA again.
There we see Jesse Loves, number 19. Jesse already winner here at New Smyrna Speedway throughout the World Series of Asphalt Racing, picking up a late model victory earlier in the week. And you see at the tail of the field, Willie Mullins in the number 3. Willie having some problems in qualifying. Broken axle leaving pit road, oiled down the racetrack just a touch. So Willie getting that car repaired. He was also in action at Daytona International Speedway earlier in the weekend, finishing 8th at the big track, hoping to leave Daytona, the Daytona area, with a pair of top 10 finishes, and we'll see how he does here. "23 cars lined up and ready to go. The first race of the 2020 ARCA Menards Series season. As we are just about ready to get things started here, the command to fire engines just a few moments away. Here you see the number 30 of Tristan Van Wieringen. Tristan teaming up with his sister Dominique to run not only here in the ARCA Menards Series, but also running in the ARCA Menards Series, the 20-race National Series as well. Do they have communications down on the front stretch yet, Keith? Yeah, Keith, I'm not talking. I'm just waiting. There's so much background noise.
Yes!
How many weeks did you run? 13? What did you take?
2020 season, the first for the East Series under the ARCA Menards Series East banner, the series formerly known as the NASCAR K&N Series, and we will send it downstairs to the command to get things underway here tonight.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there we are, 23 cars roaring to life here on the starting grid. Kicking off the 2020 ARCA Menards Series East season here with the Skips Western Outfitters 175. Night number 4 of the World Series of Asphalt Racing here at Smyrna Speedway. There you see Ty Gibbs in the number 18. Monster Energy Toyota, trying to carry on that run of success Joe Gibbs Racing having so far here in Speed Weeks. Of course, teammate Eric Jones picking up the big win in the Busch Clash over at Daytona on Sunday afternoon. Ty, a two-time winner in the ARCA Menards Series last year, making a full run at the ARCA East Series Championship here in 2020. Give the cars a few moments to warm their engines before we roll them off here for a few pace laps, and then we'll get underway with our 175 lap main event. Field now rolling off behind the pace car. And we are going to send it back down to Derek Pertisiglio for tonight's Body Rookie Spotlight. DPTV, what you got going on down there?
Well, there's a bunch of rookies that are in the field here tonight, and of course, we just want to talk about three of them. Ty Gibbs, Nick Sanchez, and Mason Diaz. Ty Gibbs has already got a couple of wins in the ARCA Menards Series at the Salem Speedway and also at Gateway. He won a West Series race at Phoenix last year as well. Mason Diaz, he's brand new to the series. He's a rookie. He's going to run his very first full season with Venturini Motorsports, and he also has just a handful of starts in the East Series last year. And then our final rookie that we're talking about is that number 6, the Rev Racing machine of Nick Sanchez. Nick Sanchez has one pole to his credit so far in the East Series, but he only has a handful of starts. He shows a lot of promise. We're going to see what all three of those drivers can do tonight.
All right, why don't we go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup here tonight. We heard from him earlier in the show. Derek Griffith starting out on the General Tire pole here tonight. He will start, looks like he has elected to start on the outside of row number 1 to his inside. Max McLaughlin in the number 1. Willie Mullins, that is not our starting lineup. Here's our starting lineup. Looks like Nick Sanchez will be starting inside row number 2. Ty Gibbs to his outside in the number 18 Monster Energy Toyota. Corey Heim and Sam Mayer back in row number 3. Daniel Dye and Stephen Nasi back in row number 4. Giovanni Bramante and Mason Diaz round out your top 10 starters. Tanner Gray and Chase Cabry will start back in row number 6. Tristan Van Wieringen and Jesse Love back in row 7. Parker Retzlaff and Gio Selzy start 15th and 16th here tonight. Justin Carroll, Holly Holland back in row number 9. Brian Finney and Gracie Trauner back in row number 10. Chuck Hires, Robert Pulaski, and Willie Mullins rounding out your 23-car starting grid for tonight's Gibbs Western Outfitters 175. We will get the one-to-go signal this time around. Lights will go off on the Dodge Ram Pace truck. Next will get the green flag, 175 laps. Derek Griffith will start from the General Tire Pole Award here tonight. And we will have Mad Max McLaughlin to his left as we get ready to roll here for 175 laps. Again, we talked about it in the open of the show. This ride coming up late last week for Griffith as he teamed up with team owner Chad Bryant. They ran into each other socially at dinner on Wednesday night. Deal came together, and here we go. Derek Griffith will lead the field to green for the 2020 ARCA Menards Series season opener. The series dating back to 1987. It's known as the Busch North Tour, molded into what was known as the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East, and we will take the first ever ARCA Menards Series East green flag. It is in the air, and down to the turns 1 and 2. We will have a car length advantage as the field races their way off turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. McLaughlin now having his hands full with, that looks to be the 18 car, Ty Gibbs to his outside as they now string out single file off of turn 4. Derek Griffith leading his way down the front stretch, lap number 1 as the field strings off of turns 1 and 2. Now we have a little contact there. Sam Mayer getting pushed up the banking. Mayer, the defending series champion, now being pushed outside the top 10. Mayer fighting for position, getting a shove, and he's going to drift back to the field as he now fights for position at the back of the top 10. There we see our side-by-side battle on the racetrack. Mason Diaz looking to the inside of Stephen Nasi. There's Corey Heim as well, now looking to the inside of Nick Sanchez as they battle for the 4th position off of the turns 3 and 4, giving position to Corey Heim. Diaz is going to hold on Stephen Nasi there as they race their way down the front stretch. very, very tough super late model competitor throughout the country. Thought he had a win in the prestigious Snowball Derby. Lost that one after the race in technical inspection. He's going to barnstorm his way through the 2020 season, picking and choosing the biggest races of the year to take part in. There we see Sam Mayer. Mayer got the boot early on. Here's a replay of that action down in turns 1 and 2. Mayer trying to work that outside groove. Looks like that is the number 6 car. Nick Sanchez a little loose there getting into turns 1 and 2. Sanchez corrected. And Sam Mayer was right there. Mayer doing a great job keeping that car off the outside wall, but unfortunately dropping all the way back to the field. Mayer now looking to the inside of Daniel Dye as they race for the 8th and 9th positions. But Mayer, our defending ARCA Menards Series East champion, doesn't want to give up points in the battle for that championship this early in the season, doing a great job keeping that car off the outside wall. Daniel Dye having a tough day here earlier in the afternoon. Didn't get any practice at all. These teams did have 4 hours of track activity yesterday. Was able to get some laps then, but no practice this afternoon. First time on the racetrack was in qualifying. Doing a great job lining up in that 7th position and now racing with the defending series champion back in the 8th and 9th positions. Looking to the high side coming off of those turns. Can't quite keep that car down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That might leave the door open there. Thought Giovanni Bramante might try to stick the nose of that number 74 Chevrolet down to the inside. Now Mayer looking to the inside of Dye as they race their way off into turns 3 and 4. Dye going to slam the door shut there as he holds on to that position. Now Mayer again looking to the inside, looking for some racing room down into turns 1 and 2. Little brake smoke off of that car as they race their way off into turns 1 and 2. Give that position to Mayer now as they race their way down the backstretch, and he's going to bring Giovanni Bramante along with him. Bramante, one of the Bounty Challenge contenders here in 2020, driving for long-time series entrants. Visconti Motorsports. See a battle there brewing between Daniel Dye and the 19 of Jesse Love as we go back up front to see Derek Griffith now catching the tail end of the field. He's going to work his way around Farmer Bob there in the number 11E. Looking up like we're going to send it back downstairs to the DPTV. Derek, I understand you got an update on our leader, Derek Griffith.
Yeah, very true. Derek Griffin running out front right now. He's won late model races here in the past. His first time driving a big, heavier stock car like this, but he comes from the Northeast, and that's where his roots are based in. He's a former past late model series champion. He's also a Granite State Stock Series champion as well. And he cut his teeth at the Hudson Speedway up in New Hampshire, and he's doing pretty good down at the other end of the East Coast here in Florida this week.
Let me know when we're back up here, okay? And there you see the battle for the 3rd position brewing between Ty Gibbs and Corey Heim. Heim already lighting up the brake pads on the number 20 Craftsman Toyota. That is the car, the team that won the Owners' Championship in the ARCA Menards Series in 2019. Now Heim looking to the inside of Ty Gibbs down the backstretch. Heim with the run. He's going to dive it off down onto the apron. Doing a good job keeping that car under control. Little sideways there off of turn 4. But Heim going to take over that 3rd spot, pushing Ty Gibbs back into 4th. Heim picking up a big win in the super late model ranks at the Crisp Motorsports Park a couple of weekends ago. A slam bang finish. Heim picking up the win by about 2 feet. And there you see that orange glow on those right front brake rotors every time these cars dive off into the corners here. Very high bank turns, but very sharp turns. They do have to scrub off a lot of speed before they get in there and make those turns, and a lot of brake wear here with these heavy, heavy 3,300-pound ARCA Menards Series cars. There's a great battle for position. Nick Sanchez in the number 6. Battle for the 5th spot. Nick Sanchez has it. Mason Diaz wants it as they race their way off into turns 1 and 2. You see the brake rotors on the 6th car lighting up as well. Sanchez heavy on the brakes off into turns 1 and 2. Diaz looking to the inside just a little bit. Sanchez going to slam that door shut off into turns 3 and 4. Diaz not quite ready to give up. Maybe a little chrome horn there off of turn 4 as Diaz trying to take over that 5th spot. Yellow stripe on both of those cars on the back bumper. Both of those drivers registered for Bounty Rookie Challenge honors here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Nick Sanchez drifted up a little bit. Diaz gives him the boot there in turns 3 and 4. Sanchez able to hold that car under control and keep control of that 5th spot, but Sanchez not able to keep that car down on the yellow line in turns 3 and 4. That does open the door for Mason Diaz to slide by Nick Sanchez and take over that 5th spot. That'll push Nick Sanchez back to 6th here in the early going. 20 laps in the books here in the 175-lap season opener for the ARCA Menards Series East here at New Smyrna Speedway. Back up front, there's Derek Griffith. He's opened up a sizable advantage over Max McLaughlin, about a 10-car length lead as they roll their way through turns 1 and 2. Nothing but open traffic in front of Derek Griffith as we are in the very early stages here at New Smyrna Speedway. Crew chief on this car, Paul Andrews. A lot of people may remember Paul back from Alan Kowicki's magical run to the 1992, what was then NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship. Paul Andrews been a fixture here in the ARCA Menards Series for many, many seasons. Has had a lot of input for some of the up-and-coming drivers throughout the series. There's a great battle for position a little bit farther back. A little contact there off of turn 4. Jesse Love getting together with Daniel Dye off of turn 4. Little smoke off of the 19 cars. They work their way through turns 1 and 2. Swapping paint down the backstretch. Battle for 11th as we race off into turns 3 and 4. Love to the inside. Daniel Dye to the outside. Dye not wanting to give up that position. Had it by about 6 inches here at the stripe. There's Farmer Bob down on the outside. A little contact there. Jesse Love getting up into the inside there of Daniel Dye. Shoving Dye up the racetrack. Jesse Love taking over that 11th position. Working their way through some of that lap traffic. That's going to allow Tristan Van Wieringen to close in now on the back bumper of Daniel Dye. Dye not able to keep that car down on the bottom of the racetrack. Van Wieringen now looking to the inside. Not able to make it happen right there. Now we spring out single file as we make our way back to turns 3 and 4. Very loose there. Daniel Dye fighting the handling on that car. That's going to allow Van Wieringen down to the inside. Let's take a look at that replay of that pass down in turns 1 and 2. The 19 car shoving his way up to the outside of Farmer Bob right there, giving the boot there to Daniel Dye. Dye doing a great job to keep that car under control. Almost stacking him 3 wide with a lap car directly in front. A lot of action here in the early laps at New Smyrna Speedway. Now, Daniel Dye still fighting the handling of that car. That's going to allow Tanner Gray to the inside. Tanner in the number 17. Former NHRA drag racing champion, now looking to move up into the top dozen here at New Smyrna. Swapping some paint down the front stretch. Tanner Gray now going to make the move down into turns 1 and 2. Dye not wanting to give up that spot just yet, though. Fighting hard on the outside. A little swap there as they knock fenders going down the backstretch. Tanner Gray with the preferred line there. Let's see if he can pull this pass off of turn 4. Shoving Daniel Dye out of the way. As he's going to take over what I believe to be the 12th spot now as Daniel Dye continuing to fade back through the field. Of course, Tanner Gray, the 2018 NHRA Pro Stock champion. There we see Parker Retzloff now looking to the inside of Daniel Dye as we continue to show the battle throughout the field here. Good side-by-side racing off of turn 2. Little contact right there. Looks like just about everybody making their way past the 43 car. Going to knock fenders with Daniel Dye right there as Parker Retzloff now going to battle for that position as we string out single file. Daniel Dye going to hold on to that spot. As Parker Retzloff going to cool those tires and make another run at it here in just a matter of moments. There you see the battle between Jesse Love and Tristan Van Wieringen. Van Wieringen closing in on the back bumper there. Jesse Love picking up a win here a couple of nights ago. Super late model victory. Jesse from Redwood Hills, California, making the transition into ARCA Menards Series West Series action for Bill McAnally Racing here in 2020. There we see Farmer Bob bringing that car, the 11E, down pit road. There you see that brake rotor. Bright red. Could be some brake issues there for Farmer Bob as we check in back at the front of the field. Derek Griffith continuing to stretch out that advantage now over Max McLaughlin. Was 10 car lengths last time we checked in. Make it 25 car lengths now as he's really starting to stretch that advantage over Max McLaughlin back in second. There's Max in the number 1. Driving for Hattori Racing Enterprises. Shiggy Hattori, the championship-winning car owner in the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series a couple of seasons ago with Brett Moffitt behind the wheel. Of course, those two teamed up to win a championship here in the East Series several seasons ago as well. Corey Heim there not wanting to let Max McLaughlin drive off into the sunset here. Corey Heim all over the back bumper of Mad Max as we race our way through turns 3 and 4. Just about every car, and there you see a great shot of it right there. Every car hard on the brakes here. Talking to the drivers down in the pit area, they said tire conservation and brake conservation going to be key here tonight. The 175-lap race distance just a tick longer than the typical East Series race. Most of these races 150 laps in length, particularly on the short tracks, that extra 25 laps on the race distance could be crucial once we get to the late stages here tonight. And there you see not only the front brake rotors, but you see the rear brake rotor glowing on the Max McLaughlin automobile as well. Every time he dives off into the corners, we saw both McLaughlin and Heim working their way past Willie Mullins there in the number 3, putting Willie a lap down. And there we see Max McLaughlin continuing to hold on to that second position as we tick the laps off. 40 laps complete this time by. Got a good battle between the 21 and the 25, Keith, if you can get the cameras on it. Corey Heim falling back into single file behind Max McLaughlin as there we see Chuck Hires pulling off. Why don't we send it back down to Derek, who can update us on the brake wear here tonight. DPTV, these brake rotors already glowing bright orange here tonight. Some technical problems down on the pit lane with Derek. We'll get back down to him in a moment. There you see that battle for second. Brew and Corey Heim starting to get a little impatient looking to the inside of Max McLaughlin as they race their way down the backstretch and off into turns 3 and 4. Now on the front stretch, Heim looking to the inside. He's going to move Max McLaughlin up the racetrack a little bit there. Now Corey Heim side by side off of turn 2. Heim with the preferred line. He's going to take over that second position, forcing Max McLaughlin back into third as they close in on a little lap traffic directly in front of them. Corey Heim running a partial season as we got some lap traffic directly in front of these guys. Heim running a partial season in the ARCA Menards Series last year, picking up a pair of third-place finishes on the dirt at Springfield and Du Quoin. Trying to pick up his first career ARCA Menards Series East victory here as we look to the outside. There's Daniel Dye fading back through the field in that number 43 car. Apparently, the rear end difficulties they had earlier this afternoon still an issue here in the race. Daniel Dye fading back to the field, already a lap down as Corey Heim works to the outside there in the second position. Also closing in on a pair of Bill McAnally Racing entries. There you see Gio Scelzi in the number 16 directly in front of him. Gio spending the last couple of seasons running the Wing Sprint Car tours all across the country. He's the younger son of legendary NHRA Top Fuel and Funny Car racer Gary Scelzi. And there you see Gio moving to the outside, letting Corey Heim slide by to the inside. Now working on the number 99 machine of Gracie Trotter. Gracie giving up the preferred groove to Corey Heim there as well. Now Heim looking to the outside of Brian Finney in the number 80. Brian. And we're going to send it back down to Derek to check in on those brake situations.
Yeah, we've definitely been looking at a lot of the brakes as they've been rolling past us down the front straightaway here. Here's Smyrna car down so they don't slip and slide in that wet track. Okay, I'm out.
Let me take a look through the field quick, and I'll see if I can't find somebody who's fighting side by side. I'd like to do an update on the 09 if you don't mind. 10-4. I am, brother, I am. Oh, I didn't see the light up. Why don't we look at the battle between the 18 and Corey Hine back. Out of 175, the total race distance here tonight. Season opener for the ARCA Menards Series East here at New Smyrna Speedway. You see Corey Hine back in the second position. There we see Ty Gibbs. The brake rotor's glowing bright orange on that automobile. Ty battling, there you see, the defending series champion just behind him in the number 21, Sam Mayer. Those two having a good fight for position towards the back of the top five. Been a good season so far for Joe Gibbs Racing, as they picked up the win Sunday afternoon in the Busch Clash with Eric Jones. There we see a quick look at the number 09, Stephen Nausey, as he looks to the inside of Nick Sanchez. They're battling for that 7th position. Nausey, a lot of laps here at New Smyrna Speedway as he dips to the inside of Nick Sanchez to turns 3 and 4, tries to pull alongside here at the start-finish line. Give Nausey the 7th position as he moves his way off into turns 1 and 2. Nausey, long time super late model competitor throughout the Southeast, and also making some of the big races throughout the Midwest part of the country as well. Making his debut with Jet Motorsports here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Nausey doesn't quite know what plans are for the Jet Motorsports team here in the East Series in 2020. A good run here tonight might get those guys energized enough to make a run, not only for that Bounty Rookie Challenge, there you see those yellow stripes on the bumper, but also might get them energized to come fight for that ARCA Menards Series East Championship. And head back up front to the front of the field. There you see leader Derek Griffith in the number 2 as we start to close in on the midway stages here of the Skips Western Outfitters 175. He's closing in on the back bumper of the number 30 car. Tristan Van Wieringen, his sister Dominique, ran in the ARCA Menards Series season opener at Daytona International Speedway the other night. Unfortunately, getting caught up in the big one in the mid stages of that one. She is having a wonderful run to that point. See a couple of lap cars directly in front of Griffin. He's going to have to kind of pick and choose his line here because those guys also fighting for position directly in front of him. Looks like Van Wieringen going to go to the outside of Willie Mullins there as they race off into turns 1 and 2. Mullins doing a good job letting the leaders work their way to the outside. Great job. Derek Griffith is working his way through this lap traffic. Griffith's got a lot of laps here. You know, for a driver out of the state of New Hampshire, he does have a lot of laps here at New Smyrna Speedway. as he works his way to the outside of Brian Finney. Derek Griffith picked up a big win here to close the World Series. So we got some problems as we're going to have the first caution flag of the night. It's like whatever handling issues Daniel Dye was having here tonight, going to send him up. Looks like he made some pretty good contact with the outside wall over there in turns 3 and 4. And that will put us under the caution flag for the first time here this evening. So we have 65 laps in the books. Don't know if he made any contact with the wall. Might have been a little early on that one, but indeed a flat right front tire is going to send the number 43 car to the top side of the racetrack and bring him to a stop, and that will put us under the caution flag for the first time here tonight. And that may give us our first look at the modified live pit stop strategy here in the ARCA Menards Series East. There you see the sparks directly in front of Mason Diaz. Those sparks coming off the rim of the right front tire there. Daniel Dye popping a tire right there in front of him. And that car has been just evil all night long. Obviously, some handling issues translating to the tire situation there. That's going to bring Daniel Dye down pit road with a flat right front tire. And that does put us under the caution flag. Now 66 laps in the books. And I was saying right before we went to that replay that this may give us our first look at modified live pit stops here in the ARCA Menards Series East. We will not see racing off and on pit road. What we will do, we'll bring the cars down pit road. They will service their car. They will change 2 tires, add a can of Sunoco fuel. And as long as you stay on the lead lap, you will not lose your position on pit road. We'll line you back up as you come off pit road, exactly the same way that you came on. You may lose some positions on the racetrack, as we're going to send it back down to Derek. Derek, what you got down there?
Well, Daniel Dye just came in, and he got that right front tire cooked on this number 43 car. As you can see it down here steaming, he gets the car down on pit road, and he's off and away. But unfortunately, right now, we're looking at this right front tire on Daniel Dye's car, and it's just chewed up and mangled.
Hey, Keith, I can hear Derek much better right there.
I can't hear.
And there you see the shredded right front tire off of Daniel Dye's automobile right there. Never want to see that as you're running 100 miles an hour off the Banks corner. And there we see cars coming on down pit road. And as I was just saying, as long as you get off of pit road without losing a lap, you will restart in the same order that you came down. Looks like Ty Gibbs getting the thumbs up to make his way back down pit road. We're going to throw it back down to Derek for pits.
Well, we've got a lot of the leaders coming in right now.
There we go. As we see the Nick Sanchez car being serviced down there. There's Chase Cabry as they were working on the left side of that automobile. Apologize for the issues with Derek's mic down there. And you see these cars not in a big hurry to get off pit road. As we see a little space situation right there between Tanner Gray and Tristan Van Wieringen. But again, long as you leave pit road without getting lapped, you're not going to lose your position. As we do see a couple of cars have stayed out. Derek Griffith staying out. He will retain the lead. Stephen Nasse also staying out, so he will jump up into the second spot, and then we will fill in the remainder of the running order with cars that did come on down pit road. There you see cars that are 1 lap down, currently on pit road. We also see one of the lead lap cars making a second pit stop, so Sam Mayer apparently needing another look as he brings that car to the attention of the GMS crew. There you see Gracie Trotter in the number 99, her teammate Holly Holland right there in the number 50. And there you see at the bottom of your screen, they're going to go to the left side on Sam Mayer's car. Going to change 4 tires. Now you can change 4 tires under caution, but you can't do it on the same pit stop. 2 tires per pit stop. So there you see Sam Mayer. Apparently that car not quite to his liking, and that GMS Racing crew going to change all 4 tires under this first caution flag of the night here at lap 68. Still under the pace truck here as we We cycle through our first round of modified live pit stops. Great crowd on hand here at New Smyrna Speedway tonight, night number 4 of the World Series of Asphalt Racing. One of the biggest crowds we have seen here on Monday night in a long, long time. Great to have everybody here as we kick off the 2020 ARCA Menards Series East season. The Skips Western Outfitters 175. We'll reset the field here after we cycle through pit stops, but we see Gracie Trotter back on pit road. Gracie had already come down to make a stop just a few moments ago. Apparently a little bit of an issue with that automobile, so she's going to come back down. We also see the number 11E car. We saw Farmer Bob Polowski having some issues early in the race. Bob also had a little adventure in qualifying this afternoon. Hit a little slip spot down in turn 1 and just about put that car on the outside wall. Tough night for Farmer Bob, joining us out of the Verona, New York here tonight. 1 to go signal here at the stripe. We're going to double them up for the restart. No surprise, Derek Griffith going to elect to start from the outside lane on the first restart of the night here this evening. Steven Massey restart down on the inside. Send it back down to Derek. What you got down there, Derek?
Well, you can see the number 43, the right front that came off. I've got the delay again. Am
I ready to bring him back to green here, Keith? Pace truck back down onto pit road, and the green flag back in the air. Griffith needed to charge back down to turn 1 and 2. Max McLaughlin to the outside. In that battle for that second spot, Stephen Massey down to the inside. McLaughlin will take back over that second position. As Massey hanging tough, not wanting to give up that spot. Nasty Stephen Massey right there. 72, but already Derek Griffith jumping out to a 5-car length lead. Now Massey getting bumped up to the outside of the racetrack. Corey Heim now looking to the inside as they work their way off into 3 and 4. Good battle for 3rd and 4th. Heim getting a little sideways right there. That's going to put on his teammate Mason Diaz down to look to the inside. Diaz trying to take over that 4th position. Side-by-side battle between Venerini Motorsports teammates. Heim getting the drive off the top side of turn 2. He's going to hold on to that 4th spot. Now top 5. Single file through turns 3 and 4 as we come across the complete lap 74. Good battle back in the pack. There you see Sam Mayer looking to the inside there. Chase Cabry to the outside. Give Mayer that position as he works his way back up from the tail end of those lead lap cars. Mayer with 4 fresh tires on that automobile. There you see Ty Gibbs also trying to work his way past Chase Cabry in the number 4. Saying earlier, been a pretty good start to the season here for Joe Gibbs Racing. Of course, team owner Joe Gibbs being inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame earlier in the month. There you see a good battle for 3rd position. Corey Heim now sneaking to the inside, taking that 3rd spot from Stephen Massey. He's going to bring Mason Diaz along with him. Massey now drifting back into the 5th spot. Here comes Sam Mayer. Got those fresh General tires on that number 21 automobile. He's going to close in on the back bumper of Stephen Massey here off of turn 4. Massey fighting that steering wheel there off of 4. Closing in on the halfway point here tonight. Massey really fighting the handling of that car as he's trying to hold on to a spot here in the top 5. There you see the battle for the 2nd spot. Corey Heim now trying to move to the inside of Max McLaughlin. Seems like we've already seen that play here tonight. Corey Heim already working his way past McLaughlin once so far this evening, trying to make it happen here a 2nd time. Heim now looking to the inside, down the backstretch, off into turns 3 and 4. Heim to the inside, McLaughlin to the outside, give that spot. Corey Heim as we flash across the finish line. Now McLaughlin McLaughlin having his hands full there with Mason Diaz. Now immediately to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Ooh, swapping some paint there as they dive off into turns 3 and 4. Diaz will take over that third spot. Max McLaughlin now back to fourth. It's a good side-by-side battle for the 7th position. Give that spot to Ty Gibbs. Stephen Massey drifting back through the field with those worn tires. There you see the brake rotors again glowing bright orange, heavy on the brakes as we dive off into the corners here. Ty Gibbs, though, driving away as he tries to close in on a battle for that 6th position with Sam Mayer. There you see a good battle for position. Tanner Gray to the inside, Chase Cabry to the outside. Give that spot to Tanner Gray, the 2018 NHRA Pro Stock National Champion. Very interesting young man, making the move from straight line racing to oval track racing. He's going to do a driver development program with DGR Crosley Racing here. Had David Gilliland in one of their team cars here this weekend, giving some feedback directly to Tanner Gray. Of course, Tanner picking up a pair of wins in 2019, sweeping the weekend up at South Boston Speedway in Virginia. He's going to look to the inside now of Nick Sanchez as they battle for position down the backstretch. Gray making the move. He's going to take over that spot as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Now you see the two Rev Racing teammates nose to tail. Sanchez trying to hold on to that spot over Chase Cabry. As I was saying, Tanner Gray getting some great feedback from team owner David Gilliland the other night. Also has last year's General Tire Polo Award winner Haley Deegan in the pits. A little moral support down there as well. There you see another good battle for position. I do believe that is a battle for position. Tristan Van Wieringen trying to look to the inside of Jesse Love as they work their way down through turns 3 and 4. Ooh, Van Wieringen giving a little shove there to Jesse Love. They work their way through turns 3 and 4. And there's the Rev Racing teammates going back to battle off in turns 1 and 2. Cabry trying to make his way past Nick Sanchez. Well, we do have some problems. Second place car, Corey Heim off the pace. There you see him at the top of the racetrack. No yellow flag. Tough break there. We see the yellow coming out. Apparently another tire issue. There you see some rubber and some sparks coming off. Corey Heim having some issues. Right front tire going down. Corey Heim doing a great job keeping that car off the outside wall. Second time we have seen a right front tire issue here this evening. Both drivers, Daniel Dye and now Corey Heim, doing a great job keeping those cars off the outside wall. Hopefully not a lot of damage to the undercarriage of that automobile, but a lot of sparks now coming from the underside of Corey Heim's Craftsman Toyota. He's going to bring that car down to the attention of Billy Venerini and crew. And we will keep an eye on what happens here as Corey Heim very slowly bringing that car down to pit road. There you see the crew immediately. A little issue there getting over pit wall. As we're going to see if we do a little damage assessment under there. Yep, looking to see if everything's okay. They're going to bolt down a brand new General Tire to the right front of that automobile, and we'll send Corey Heim back out onto the racetrack. With Corey Heim running in the second position at the time. Unfortunately, a flat right front sending him up the racetrack and putting us under the caution flag for the second time here this evening. Pits are open. Corey coming down, obviously, with some issues coming down when the pit road was closed, but pits now open. There we see the Rev Racing teammates. There's Nick Sanchez. There's Mad Max McLaughlin also coming down and getting some right side rubber on that automobile. See the Venerini Motorsports crew looking to the left side on Mason Diaz.
Like right now, I haven't heard it.
An issue there on the left front, and they will reattach that tire and send Mason back out again. First time we have seen this process, this procedure here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Last year we had a 5-minute break at halfway. This year we're going to do the modified live pit stops. 2 tires and fuel on any caution flag pit stop. Can't do them both at the same time. The fuel can cannot be engaged while there is an air gun in use, but 2 tires and fuel on any given pit stop. And you are not racing on pit road. You will leave pit road in the same order that you came down. Actually, you will restart. You might not leave pit road in the same order, but you will restart in the same order that you came down pit road. That way, you'll save a little money on pit crew expenditures. There you see Gio Selzy in the number 16. Gio getting some attention from the Bill Akinale Racing team down on pit road. Right side rubber on the Napa Auto Parts Toyota. Talking about Gio here a few moments ago. He picked up a win in the pro late model race here at New Smyrna Speedway last night, his first ever stock car win. Ooh, big chassis adjustment right there on the number 43 car of Daniel Dye. That car a little bit ill handling here for Daniel tonight, as we now have 90 laps in the books. And there you see not a big hurry coming off of pit road. That is a big change from the national NASCAR tours. Of course, live pit stops in the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series. But the modified live pit stops here, we're just going to restart you the way you came down pit road. That way we do save a little bit on pit crew expenditures. Still give you the full pit stop experience without necessarily having to fly in rental pit crews here. There you see Derek Griffith. He's going to stay out on the racetrack. Looks like Sam Mayer staying out as well. He will restart from the second position. Ty Gibbs looks like he stayed out. Will restart from third. There you see Stephen Nassy bringing his automobile down. The Jet Motorsports team, they're going to put some right side tires on, make a chassis adjustment right there as well. And understand that the 20 car will have to restart from the tail of the longest line on the restart here, since he did pit while pit road was closed. So you might want to say that it was a tough break for Corey Heim. Of course, it's always tough when you are running second and you have a tire issue, but kind of a good break as well, because he didn't get up into the outside wall. A lot better situation than it could have been. And there you see Corey on screen there as he is working his way back to the tail end of the field. So all 4 fenders on that car, and still a long way to go here in our season opener for the ARCA East. So plenty of time for Corey to get back on the fight here, as we didn't want to go signal here at start finish. We will come to the restart. Derek Griffith again electing to start from the top side of the racetrack. He will restart alongside Sam Mayer on the front row. Lights are off on the pace truck. Ty Gibbs and Tanner Gray back in row 2. Gray was on the move right before that caution flag came out. Let's see what he's got for the leaders here as we close in on the restart. Giovanni Bramante back in row 3 alongside Tristan Van Wieringen. Pace truck now about to make that hard left-hand turn, coming to green to complete lap 93 on the hammer out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air, and how about that? Sam Mayer now getting the jump on the restart. Mayer with the slight advantage off into turns 1 and 2. Griffith fighting back to the outside. Side-by-side battle for the lead. Down the backstretch off into turn 3. Little contact there between Mayer and Derek Griffith. Griffith up the racetrack. Mayer to the inside. Who's it going to be here at the stripe? Give the lead to Derek Griffith by a nose. Mayer trying to fight back to the inside. Still side-by-side down the backstretch. Griffith with the advantage, but Mayer with the preferred groove to the inside. Will Sam Mayer get the advantage this time to the stripe? No, Derek Griffith again leads it by a nose here at the stripe. Griffith making the top side of that racetrack work for him very well. He's going to get the advantage down the backstretch. Single file as we work our way off into 3 and 4. Still some good side-by-side racing back just outside the top 5. There's Max McLaughlin again. Now the battle for the lead, redeveloping. Mayer to the inside into turns 1 and 2. Mayer not able to make it stick. He's going to fall back in line as we see a good battle now for the 4th position. The 5th position. Mason Diaz sticking to the inside of Tristan Van Wieringen now as things start to settle out just a little bit now. Single file throughout the top 10. Crazy racing action here as we restart just past the halfway point here. The Skips Western Outfitters 175. Sam Mayer not wanting to give up any ground in this battle for the lead. He is all over that bumper of Derek Griffith now in turns 1 and 2. Same thing can be said for Ty Gibbs and Tanner Gray. They're nose to tail down the backstretch as well. Top 4 cars under a blanket here as we work our way through turns 3 and 4. You see Tanner Gray trying to close in on the back bumper there of Ty Gibbs. Gray doing a great job closing that gap off into turns 1 and 2. But everything now starting to settle down just a bit here at the front of the field. Mason Diaz, there you see Diaz right at the back of the screen right there. Diaz trying to close in and make it a 5-way battle for position here at the front of the field. We go ahead and do the Richmond Water Heaters mid-race recap. And, of course, it's been all Derek Griffith up at the front of the field. Griffith leading the whole way from the General Tire pole. Just a couple of cautions here so far tonight. Not a lot of action against the outside wall, but we did have a couple of cautions for flat tires for Daniel Dye and Corey Hine. But so far, pretty clean and green here in the season opening event for the ARCA Menards Series East here at New Smyrna Speedway. There you see a great battle for the 4th spot. Mason Diaz, we saw him sneaking in on the back of that top 5. Mason Diaz now going to push Tanner Gray out of that 4th spot. Give the 4th position to Mason Diaz, another one of those Bounty Rookie of the Year challengers here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Gray, don't know if he's just kind of cooling the tires on that automobile or if he's used up the good on those tires, but he was really on the charge right before we had that second caution flag of the night. Here we see Tristan Van Wieringen closing in on the back of Max McLaughlin. A little bit of damage to the back of the number 1 automobile. There you see the right rear quarter panel flared out just a little bit. That's not a big surprise. A lot of fender banging action here in the ARCA Menards Series East, particularly when we're on these tight little bull rings all across the country. A good view there. Doesn't look like that's going to do anything major to the handling of that automobile, but always nice to have all the aerodynamic effect that those rear quarter panels are designed to give you. There you see now Chase Cavery looking to the inside of Tristan Van Wieringen as they work their way down the front stretch here. A little fun with Cavery earlier this afternoon, kind of calling him the grizzled veteran here of the ARCA Menards Series East at just 23 years of age. A lot of 15, 16, and 17-year-old contenders here in 2020. Give that spot to Chase Cavery as now, there you see Nick Sanchez all making a little evasive move right there as those cars all battle for position. There you see a great battle for that 3rd position. Mason Diaz now on the move. He has caught Ty Gibbs. Gibbs having all he can handle with Mason Diaz here in the number 25 automobile. Talked to Coach Gibbs a little earlier in the evening. Had a little laugh with him. Ty said, you know, don't really watch for me to go out and set a real hot lap here in qualifying, but we got a real good race car here tonight. And Ty wasn't joking. That car's been up in the top 5 all night long. And, Coach having a wonderful start to the season. We were talking about this a few moments ago. Being inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. 2nd Hall of Fame induction for Coach Gibbs. Already a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then starting off the 2020 racing season in style with Eric Jones picking up the win in the Busch Clash over at Daytona International Speedway on Sunday afternoon. And how about that run for Eric Jones? Knocking all of the bodywork off of that car and still somehow finding a way to pick up that victory. Ty Gibbs hoping to carry that momentum on with him here tonight as he still locked in battle with Mason Diaz for that 3rd spot. There you see a battle. These 2 teammates been going at it hammer and tong all night long. Chase Cavery has that spot. Nick Sanchez trying to find a way to work his way past. Sanchez, there you see that right front brake rotor really lighting up there every time these cars dive off into these corners. Can't emphasize enough just how tight these corners are. A lot of banking here at New Smyrna Speedway, but you do carry a lot of speed off into these corners, and they're very sharp, almost like Martinsville in that paperclip. You know, everybody thinks of Martinsville as the paperclip. New Smyrna Speedway, very similar in that fashion, except that we do have about twice the banking here than we do at Martinsville. So a lot of brake usage, and there you see Nick Sanchez really lighten up those brake rotors every time he dives off into the corner. Still not able to make up any ground there on Chase Cabry as they continue to battle for position just outside the top 5. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now, so we're going to keep cameras focused in on this battle between these Rev Racing teammates. Chase Cabry, dirt track veteran, got a lot of dirt track experience. Fighting with Nick Sanchez to Rev Racing. Had a couple of moments down with team owner Max Siegel right before the drop of the green flag. Max, a longtime supporter of the East Series, longtime partner with NASCAR, and now with ARCA, doing some driver development and diversity programs. It's good to see both of these cars working their way towards very solid top 10 finishes. There you see Cabry now starting to gap his teammate just a little bit. Nick Sanchez starting to lose contact there as we work our way towards the 120 lap mark. Closing in on 50 laps to go here in the Skips Western Outfitters 175. How about this battle brewing here? Towards the back of the top 5, Tanner Gray and Max McLaughlin battling for position. There you see Ty Gibbs in 3rd, Mason Diaz in 4th, Tanner Gray 5th. Max McLaughlin there in 6th. Max, the son of legendary NASCAR Modified Tour champion Magic Shoes Mike McLaughlin. Of course, Mike's still heavily involved in some driver coaching. Also spent a lot of time in what is now the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Spent a lot of years driving for Joe Gibbs Racing before transitioning into the driver development role. Of course, coaching his son Max, who started his career. Now, Magic Shoes Mike spent a lot of time racing pavement modifieds up in the Northeast. Very interesting to see that Max chose to run big block dirt modifieds to kick off his career, but made the transition to pavement racing here last season. And now fighting for the victory here at New Smyrna Speedway, just outside the top 5. Started up on the front row here tonight. Great way to start off his 2020 season. We have just about 53 laps to go this time by here in the season opener for the ARCA Menards Series East. Here's a good battle now for that 4th position. You know, these two swapped this position just a few laps ago. Now Tanner Gray kind of rebooting things here a little bit, making a charge here at Mason Diaz. Diaz now, as they work to the outside of Brian Finney in the number 80 automobile. Diaz now facing some pressure. Made the announcement back at the Performance Racing Industry Trade Show that Venerini Motorsports, longtime championship contenders in the ARCA Menards Series, is going to transition into the East Series as well. Mason Diaz, first full-time driver to sign with Venerini Motorsports, and they will run all of the East Series races and several of the Sioux Chief Showdown races as well. There you see Max McLaughlin starting to get a little racy there off of turn 4, giving a little pressure to Tanner Gray as they work their way off of turn 4. Tanner substituting for his brother Taylor Gray here this weekend. Taylor, just 14 years of age. He's very anxious to get behind the wheel of the number 17 automobile on a full-time basis. Trying to lobby the ARCA officials into letting him run the next series race at Five Flags Speedway, Pensacola, Florida. It'll be just shy of his 15th birthday. Of course, the rules state that you have to be 15 years of age to compete here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Don't know how far he's going to get in that lobbying effort. There you see that battle getting heated there off of turn 4. Mad Max taking to the dirt right there, trying to get around Tanner Gray as they battle for that 5th spot. There we see a battle for the lead brewing now. We see Sam Mayer looking to the inside of Derek Griffith. First time Griffith has faced pressure on a green flag run all night long. Sam Mayer still trying to keep that car down to the inside. Derek Griffith to the outside. Griffith going to hold on to that outside, or onto that lead with that outside groove. But boy, they came up on that Gracie Trotter automobile and shook everything up right there. Sam Mayer taking the opportunity to dive down to the inside. Griffith has had a sizable advantage throughout most of the night, but Sam Mayer came down under caution, put 4 fresh tires on that automobile, and right now that car coming alive as we start to close in on the closing stages here at New Smyrna Speedway. Griffith still holding on to the lead, but Sam Mayer stalking him every step of the way. Mayer, the defending champion here in the East Series, picking up a trio of victories in 2019. And there you see that battle for third position continuing. Excuse me, that is the battle for the fourth position to continue on there. Tanner Gray going at it with Mason Diaz, and you throw Max McLaughlin in the mix as well. McLaughlin, we saw him right before that battle for the lead brood got heated right there. McLaughlin tove down to the dirt. Might do it right there as well. McLaughlin trying everything he can do to try to get down to the inside and take over that spot from Tanner Gray. McLaughlin's car might be a little bit quicker right now in this stage of the race, but just can't find that track position to get to the inside of Gray and make the move stick. Gray now trying to find some racing room as they battle for that fourth spot with Mason Diaz. Diaz holding on to that position down the front stretch here. Diaz diamonding the corner. He's going to drift up the corner through the middle of the racetrack, but hugging that low line on entry and exit. Diaz, that car not quite handling the way that it was earlier in this run, and that's going to allow Gray to think he might have an opportunity. And there you see it right there. Diaz drifting up the racetrack just a little bit. Tanner Gray thinking he's going to be able to stick the nose down to the inside. And that's going to allow Max McLaughlin to look to the outside. Boy, a lot of great racing action. Boy, McLaughlin getting into the back of Tanner Gray right there, giving him a little boot off of turn 4. Saying, hey, Tanner, you got to make up your mind here. You got to find your way around that 25 car. I'm going to find my way around you. Wow, a lot of good racing action here. As we close in on the closing stages here, this heated battle in the top 5. There you see the battle for the lead. Derek Griffith still holding on to about a 3-car length advantage over Sam Mayer. Griffith holding on to the lead. Mayer still stalking him every step of the way. There you see third place Ty Gibbs. No pressure out the windshield. No pressure out the rear, on the rear bumper as well. But all of the pressure is on Mason Diaz. He's got a couple of hot shoes right behind him, Tanner Gray and Max McLaughlin. McLaughlin getting a little sideways there off of turn 2. These tires getting a little heated, a little slick on the worn pavement here at New Smyrna Speedway. Single file racing off of turn 2. I think Tanner Gray right now getting into that tire conservation mode. He's going to roll out of it a little bit, cool those tires off. One driver that is not cooling his tires, Sam Mayer in the 21, making another run on Derek Griffith for the lead. Lap car to the inside. Sam Mayer's going to have to fall back in line. He's going to fall back behind Derek Griffith, cool his jets for just a moment, but here he comes with a run off of turn 4. Yeah, not going to make that run here off to the inside. Sam Mayer still stalking our leader, Derek Griffith. 35 laps remaining here in the ARCA Menards Series East season opener at New Smyrna Speedway. Derek Griffith has led them all to this point. Couple of times on that last restart, Sam Mayer had the spot to the inside, but Griffith able to use that momentum of the top lane to beat him back to the stripe by inches each time. But Sam Mayer apparently having a little bit faster race car, just can't quite find that momentum. Will this lap traffic come into play? Jesse Love to the outside, and Derek Griffith drifting up the racetrack. That's going to open the door for Sam Mayer. Here comes Mayer to the inside. Oh, we have a car hard in the outside wall in turn 3. That's going to bring the caution flag out for the third time here tonight. And that is the saving grace for Derek Griffith right there. And there you see it, folks. Daniel Dye, another right front tire going down on that automobile, and he went hard into the outside wall in turn 3, and that will put us under the caution flag for the third time here tonight. There you see the window net down on the Daniel Dye automobile, so that signals to the safety crew that he's okay inside that automobile, but he did make some pretty significant contact with the right side of that automobile as he had a second tire issue of the evening. That car has not been handling to his liking all night long, and unfortunately it's going to bite him here as we close in on the end of this one here at New Smyrna Speedway. There you saw the leader as we see the safety crew coming to the attention of Daniel Dye over there in turns 3 and 4. There you see the leader, Derek Griffith, and you know, you hate to see another competitor up into the outside wall, but that caution flag could not have come at a better time for Derek Griffith. He was under heavy attack there by Sam Mayer in the number 21 car. Mayer really coming to life here at the end of that run and looked like he had the position just as Daniel Dye having his issues over there in turn 3. But will be very interesting on this restart as we will have less than 30 laps remaining here in the Skips Western Outfitters 175, the season opener for the ARCA Menards Series East. And it could be that we've got a heck of a finish brewing here, and it wouldn't be the first time that the East Series has had a slam-bang finish here. Just last year, we had a couple of cars knocking fenders coming off of turn 4. Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland getting into it on the final lap. Harrison Burton coming away with the W in that one. And, you know, Derek Griffith looking to join the list of winners here at New Smyrna Speedway. Very impressive list of winners. And it looks like Griffith will come down to the attention of the Chad Bryant Racing team. They're going to go to the right side of that automobile. Bolt on some fresh General rubber on the side of the number 2 automobile. Plug in that fuel can, add a little bit of Sunoco fuel, and more for weight distribution than anything at this point, and we should be able to make the 175 lap distance on fuel. There you see Derek making his way back down pit road. There you see a big chassis adjustment right there on the number 4 car. The Rev Racing team making a significant chassis adjustment there on Chase Cabry's automobile. No tires being put on that car, just kind of checking out, making sure there's no issues with that automobile. Of course, that chassis adjustment very crucial here as we close in on the final 25 laps here tonight. You see Parker Retzlaff coming off pit road along with Corey Heim and Giovanni Bramante. Those drivers will rejoin the field as we work the 3rd caution flag of the night. Safety crew still working turn 3, so we will still have a couple of laps under the caution flag here as we see Derek Griffith back down on pit road. They're going to go to the left side of that automobile again. Procedure here in the ARCA Menards Series East is you can change 4 tires under the caution flag. You just can't change 4 on a single pit stop. If you want to change 4, you're going to have to make 2 tire pit stops, and that's exactly what Derek Griffith did. So he will rejoin the tail of the field here for the restart. Corey Heim also making his 2nd pit stop under this caution flag, so he will rejoin the field at the tail as well. Looks like safety crew has finished up its work at the top of turn 3, and we should get ready to get back to racing here. Looks like we will have just about 25 laps to go by the time we get back to green flag racing. There's Corey Heim in the number 20. We talked about a little bit earlier. That's the team that picked up the Owners Championship in the ARCA Menards Series in 2019. In 2020, that team, just like they did last year, will have a variety of drivers rotate in and out, not only in the ARCA Menards Series, but here in the ARCA Menards Series East as well. Corey Heim will run a couple of races here on the East Coast. He'll run a couple of races on the West Coast, and he'll do a couple of dirt track races in the ARCA Menards Series here in 2020. Corey, not known for his dirt track skills, but he did pick up a couple of top 5 finishes on the dirt at Springfield and DuQuoin last year. And a very diverse schedule here with the Venerini team in 2020. So we do see our first lead change of the night. The pit stop there by Derek Griffith will move Sam Mayer up to the top of the field. That's also going to bring Ty Gibbs up into the second position. There you see Gracie Trotter making her way down pit road in the number 99 Ineos Toyota. The Bill McAnally Racing entries. BMR, of course, a longtime team out on the West Coast. Good to have those guys and girls make the way over here to the East Coast with the season opener here. We look to see them in action Thursday night, November 20th. Right back here on Track Pass. We will bring you all the action of the Star Nursery 150 from the Bull Ring out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the opening act of a 4-day weekend of stock car racing action out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There you see the 1-to-go signal given here at the stripe. We will go back green flag racing next time by as we complete lap 150. So we will have 24 laps to go here at New Smyrna. And then we go back green flag racing. And just like every other start and restart tonight, Sam Mayer electing to restart from the outside. Nope, and we're going to wave off this restart. Got a couple of cars out of position towards the back of the field, so we were going to realign those. And, want to follow up with the situation of the 2 cars. So the 2 car came down pit road for the first time tonight. Well, we do have a minute here as we realign some cars. 2 car came down pit road, everything great on that pit stop. Unfortunately, he pulled up to pit. He pulled alongside the pace car. That is a very common occurrence in super late model racing all across the country. That is a no-no here in the ARCA Menards series, so that is what brought Derek Griffith down pit road for that second pit stop. And if you're under penalty, you might as well come down and put some fresh rubber on it as well. There you see Derek getting a little air inside that race car. Steamy night here tonight. You don't expect to have a very hot, humid night when you're
in that number 2 car. Of course, being a rookie to the series and not being acclimated to the rules, he pulled up to pit as he was coming through that caution period. NASCAR deemed that as a penalty. Unfortunately, he had to come down pit road for a pass-through penalty. And now Sam Mayer.
Everybody back in their proper position. Lights are off on the pace truck, and we will go back racing for a 23-lap dash to the finish. Sam Mayer, Ty Gibbs up on the front row. Pace truck now back down on pit road. Defending series champion Sam Mayer leading the field to green. He's going to get the jump and lead the field off into turn 1. Ty Gibbs looked like he spun the tires there on the 18 automobile, but Gibbs going to fight hard down to the inside. Can't quite make it stick as we stack them 3 wide in a battle for that 3rd spot down off into turn 3. Can we make it stick? Is there enough room? Beating and banging, swapping paint, give Max McLaughlin. Oh, problem. We've got Tanner Gray up on his side. Mason Diaz hard into the outside wall. Big time crash here as we come to complete lap 153. Tanner Gray, Mason Diaz, Max McLaughlin running out of racing room, and Tanner Gray almost went up on his roof. And how about that? Stopping right in front of our camera here at start finish. Good to see Tanner moving around inside that race car, but that was a big-time hit for Tanner Gray. Safety crew already on site. There you see the fluid running from that damaged automobile, and we are going to get the red flag here at start-finish. Look at the steam on the camera. But good to see Tanner Gray climbing from that automobile. Wow, big time hit for Tanner Gray and Mason Diaz. Crunch time here at New Smyrna Speedway, and that's exactly what happened as they were battling for that 3rd position on the restart, and Tanner Gray just about put that car on its roof. Let's take a look at this replay, folks, and it is going to get hairy. Max McLaughlin trying to make that pass. He drifted up the racetrack, and they just ran out of room. And look at that. Tanner Gray up on his side. Wow. Don't know what kept that car from rolling on its roof, but Tanner Gray, a very lucky young man. And, of course, there you see a second view of it, and they just run out of racing room right there, folks. And Tanner Gray up and on his side. Wow, big-time crash here on the short track at New Smyrna. And there you see Mason Diaz involved as well. Some damage to the nose and the right side of that car. Look at this shot from turn one. Boom, big hit right there for Tanner Gray. Everybody else doing a great job. Look at that big handful of steering wheel there for Giovanni Bramante in the number 74 car. But, wow, a lot of damage to that DGR Crosley Ford for Tanner Gray. There you see the damage on the 25 car. Mason Diaz, both of these drivers having a great run here tonight. Hate to see that go away for them. Tough break for all of those drivers involved. And there you see Tanner Gray's automobile being put on the back of the tow truck. Tough way to end his night. And, you know, I was talking to his younger brother Taylor, as there we see Mason Diaz down on pit road. Red flag out, no work to be done on these cars under the red flag. That's why you see the Venerini Motorsports team just kind of surveying the damage and getting ready to make repairs, just not able to quite work on that race car until the red flag is withdrawn. But did have a chance to talk to Tanner Gray's younger brother Taylor. We talked about him a few moments ago. Taylor will be making his debut here once he turns 15 in just a couple of weeks. But he had a wild ride last year in the late model stock car race up at Martinsville. Got on his roof down the backstretch. That is hard to do at Martinsville, folks. I will tell you. You don't see race cars get upside down at Martinsville Speedway too often. Taylor Gray did it. And brother Tanner just about joined the Upside Down Club here today as he just about put that car on its roof. All three of those drivers, Max McLaughlin, Mason Diaz, and Tanner Gray fighting for track position. And you know what? It's not give time anymore. You know, early in the race, folks, with 25 laps in the books, you wouldn't have seen those drivers fighting three wide for position. But with 25 laps to go, no one is going to be giving up track position. And those guys just ran out of racing room right there. And there you see the results. Red flag out here at New Smyrna. Fourth caution flag of the night. Now the first red flag, hopefully the only red flag of the night here at New Smyrna. Safety crew on hand. We did see Tanner hop out of that car unassisted, climb into the back of the ambulance. He will be checked by the medical team on hand here at New Smyrna tonight. And we will clear the racetrack, clean up all the fluid, and hopefully get a clean and green charge to the finish. Season opening event for the ARCA Menards Series East here at New Smyrna Speedway. Next event on the East Series schedule will be the Pensacola 200 up at Five Flags Speedway. Of course, that racetrack, the home of the famed Snowball Derby, kind of the season-ending stock car race each and every season, and then the track kind of wanted to bookend their season. You know, we wanted to find a big event to open up the season. That's what track owner Tim Bryant told me last year, so I figured out a way to bring the ARCA Menards Series and the ARCA Menards Series East back to Pensacola. Open up their season on March 13th and 14th. And you can watch that race live right here on Track Pass as well. There you see the safety crew cleaning up the fluid spill here on the racetrack. And unfortunately, we do have a lot more just past the start-finish line. And give us a couple of minutes to get the racetrack back in raceable condition. You know, more importantly, the most important part of what just happened down there is we did see all the drivers involved immediately signal that they were okay. We did see Tanner Gray moving around inside the race car. He climbed out under his own power and immediately hopped into the back of the ambulance for his check. We also have some safety crew checking on the catch fence there as you saw Tanner's car up on its side. It did make contact with a couple of the poles. that support the catch fence, and we do have the safety crew. There you see the crew right there at the exit of turn 4. You see a couple of the officials there taking a look at the catch fence situation down there, and we'll get that back the way we need to have it and put a period on this one. There you see Mason Diaz, and Diaz isn't going to get the finish that he had coming to him here tonight, but he was very, very impressive up until getting involved in that incident off of turn 4 there. Diaz ran up in the top 5 just about all night long before getting caught up in that crash with Max McLaughlin and Tanner Gray. It doesn't look like that's going to be terminal damage to the number 25 car, but that damage, unfortunately, will make it very hard for him to stay in contention here tonight. And they do have jack stands ready to go under that automobile, so there is obviously some damage to the chassis components. But Mason Diaz had a top 5 finish going. He had a top 5 going here tonight, but unfortunately doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that top 5 finish that he had coming to him here tonight. But we were talking about him earlier, and he will be making a run for the East Series Championship this season. So still plenty of time here in 2020 to make up that ground that he's going to end up losing here tonight. But a tough way to end the night there for Mason Diaz. Mason coming to us out of Manassas, Virginia, home of the old home of Old Dominion Speedway, and a lot of people who remember Old Dominion Speedway will remember famed local legend Curtis Markham. Curtis had a lot of wins in the late model stock car tour up in that neck of the woods before transitioning into the East Series. Transitioning into the East Series here, also spending some time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series as well. Now known for his talents up on the spotter stand as well. We do see track cleanup still taking place here just past the start-finish line. The Toyota Tundra track drying team in action here tonight. Now, thankfully, not blowing any rainwater off the racetrack, but do have a lot of oil and water out of the radiator and the oil cooler of the number 17 car. So we're going to put some speedy dry down on the racetrack and get that blown off, and hopefully get us back to green flag racing here before too long. And you know what, race fans, right there, that's why that is the culprit here tonight. Looks like we've got a full moon Monday here at New Smyrna Speedway. Great work by our camera operators to point out the fact that it is a full moon here tonight. So there you have it. We're going to put the blame on Mother Nature here tonight for all the wild action we just saw there coming off of turn 4. What a great crowd on hand here at New Smyrna tonight as well. Talked to a lot of people who have been coming here for a long, long time, and they said, we haven't seen a Monday night crowd here at New Smyrna during the World Series quite this big in a very long time, and we had a lot of fun with them down in pre-race as well. Very vocal, very supportive, particularly of their local drivers. Daniel Dye from nearby DeLand, Florida. We saw Daniel get up into the wall just a few moments ago. Tough break for him, but got a lot of support here at his home racetrack, and of course driving for Ben Kennedy Racing, which is also based down here in the Daytona Beach area. So a lot of local flavor here at New Smyrna Speedway here tonight. Still working on the catch fence. There you see that work there at the top of the screen. Doesn't look like there is any serious damage to that as well. I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and take a look at why we have those cars parked at the bottom of the racetrack, why we are under the red flag. There you see Tanner Gray in the blue car, and there you see the top side of Tanner Gray. There's the bottom side of Tanner Gray's car, getting into the outside wall and up on his side, just running out of racing room. And I'll tell you what, we're going to take a look that we haven't seen before. Here's the Speedy Cam angle of this, and check this out. Wow, that is impressive. Great job on that camera placement by our track pass team. Here's a look at that first look again, and you see it. They just all come together and run out of room, and boy, those tires making contact with that outside wall is what threw Tanner up on the side, and unfortunately also tying Mason Diaz into that action as well. And let's take a look at this real-time look from Speedy Cam down off of turn 4. Look how fast this happened. Wow. Big-time hit there for Tanner Gray. And I'll tell you what, things can go wrong when you're, running 180 miles an hour on the drag strip, but they don't go wrong quite like that. Wow, that is a big-time hit. And again, there's our turn 3 camera look. Not supposed to see the top of those race cars off of turn 3. And unfortunately, Tanner Gray getting her up on the side here with about 22 laps to go here in the Skips Western Outfitters 175. Venerini Motorsports team, they're poised, folks. They can't go to work on that car until the red flag is withdrawn. They have everything they need to get to work, and all they're waiting is for those ARCA Menards Series East officials to give them the go-ahead. And we're just about ready to get that here as we finish up track cleanup and fence repair. We see some jack stands in place down there. They're going to get that car up on jack stands and fix that body work up on the nose, and hopefully get Mason out there to bring that car to the finish. Unfortunately, as we said, not going to get the finish that he had coming to him here tonight. Mason Diaz was a true contender for the win here tonight, and unfortunately, that crash there off of turn 4 going to bring an early end to his night. There you see the grandstand side repairs to the catch fence going on down there. We see kind of re-strengthening some of the cabling down there as well, maybe putting some additional meshing up there to keep those fans in the grandstands protected. It is always the number one priority for folks here at the racetrack, is to make sure the people in the grandstands are safe, and that's what we're going to take a little extra time to ensure that we're not going to have a repeat of that action off of turn 4. If it happens once, it can happen again. Chances are it won't, but it always could. So we're going to rather be safe than sorry on this one, and make sure that those fence posts and the cables are all doing exactly what they need to be doing. There you see him checking another one right there as well. And that's what you did see it, folks, on that replay. When Tanner did make that initial contact with the wall and his car was thrown up on his side, he did ding up a couple of those posts. And there you see a couple of them being repaired right there. You see him tying that fence down to that cable right there just to make sure that has all the integrity that it's supposed to, just in case another car gets up into it here tonight. There you see Stephen Nassy in the 09 car parked alongside Tristan Van Wieringen. Stephen's had a pretty solid night here tonight. Not quite maybe what he's used to super late model wise, but for a guy who's never run one of these big heavy stock cars before, he has adapted fairly well to this style of racing. I think once we get Stephen a few more laps here, he may be able to come out here and hunt for a win. But Stephen got a lot of response down in driver introductions earlier here tonight. Stephen, very polarizing figure. On one side of the race car, on the driver's side, over the cockpit, it says Classy Nassy, and on the other side, it says Nasty Nassy. You just don't know which one you're going to get every time we go racing, and tonight it's been Classy Nassy. He hasn't gotten himself into any shoes out on the racetrack, and looks like he is looks like he's got himself a good solid finish coming here tonight. Still waiting on track cleanup and fence repair as we wait out this red flag here at New Smyrna Speedway. We go ahead and take a look at some of the upcoming events here in the ARCA Menards Series. I'll tell you what, before we do that, why don't we go ahead and take another look at that replay as we do see the fence repair situation coming to an end. This is real time, folks, as you see that battle for third coming off of turn 4. McLaughlin needing all of the racetrack right there, and unfortunately, Mason Diaz was right there where Max McLaughlin needed to be. Diaz pushed Tanner Gray up into the fence, and Gray up onto his side. There you see those cars coming together, going off into 3, and they're going to come together coming off of 4, and boom, right there, up on his side. Tanner Gray, big-time hit there in the number 17. Tanner had a great run going over at Daytona. This is boom, right there, up on the side. That is real time from Speedy Cam down off of turn 4. And let's take a look at the camera shot right there under the start-finish line. This is a little bit further down the racetrack, and you see the whole thing play out here as they grind to a halt right there, coming to a stop. And there you see a very unhappy young man inside the cockpit of that number 17 Ford. Tanner almost turning her over here at New Smyrna Speedway. Not what you want to do as we come to the conclusion of our season opener for the ARCA Menards Series East. I was about to tell you, folks, that Tanner was in contention for the win the other night over at Daytona in the ARCA Menards Series season opener. The Lucas Oil 200 running well up into the top 5 with about 10 laps to go. Unfortunately, had some radiator damage after an incident on the racetrack earlier in the day, and that radiator damage kind of ground its way back onto the oil cooler and punctured the oil cooler, and eventually his engine ran out of oil, and that is never good, and you never want to have that happen in a tight draft, you know, up at the front of the field at 180 miles an hour. So Tanner brought it down pit road and gave up his chance at a top 5 run, and unfortunately another top 5 finish going by the wayside here tonight as he got up into the outside wall and almost up on his head. I'll tell you what, you know, we laugh. Some of these teams might want to put logos and stuff on the undercarriage of that automobile, and I'll tell you what, had he had a Ford Performance logo on the bottom side of that race car, definitely would have got a little added sponsor exposure right there, but that is not the kind of sponsor exposure that we want to give these guys here tonight. Still seeing track safety crew right on the racetrack here at start finish. Do have a little bit of fluid, a lot of water here at just past the start finish line where Tanner Gray's car came to rest. We'll finish up the fence repairs. There you see the fence repair in action at the top of turn 4 there. Once we get that work buttoned up, we will finish up fluid cleanup, and we will get you back into action for the final 22 laps here tonight at New Smyrna Speedway. Stick with us, folks. Once we put the period on this one and finish up Victory Lane, we will continue on with our World Series of Asphalt Racing coverage as we will bring you tonight's 50-lap Tour-type modified feature event as well. And I'll tell you what, we're going to send it down to a very, very, I'm going to say disappointed young man downstairs with Derek.
Well, Tanner Gray was one of those drivers that was involved in that wreck. He climbed the wall, a pretty scary situation. Good to see that you're okay, but tell us what happened.
Yeah, first I just want to say thanks to everybody at DGR for building safe race cars and taking care of me. So, thanks to all those guys. And I don't know, I put myself in a bad spot when I spun the tires there, and I guess when you do stupid stuff like that late in the race, and you're gonna put yourself in a bad spot. So, it sucks that it went that way, and really unfortunate because everybody at DGR had been working really hard to get me a fast Ford Fusion, and I don't know. I felt like we've been struggling the past couple of days, and we finally hit on something there for the race, and I felt like we were going to be good. But like I said, I made the mistake and put myself in a bad spot. So, when you put yourself back there with 20 to go with those guys, I guess stuff like that's going to happen. And so, I don't know. Sucks to end that way, but it is what it is.
Did the car give any indication that it was going to climb the wall, or did you just think it was going to make an impact?
Yeah, no, I just thought it was going to hit pretty good, but I just kind of rode up on it or whatever and came down, but I just thought it was going to hit pretty good.
Well, we want to thank Tanner Gray for joining us down here in the pits after a very tense situation on the front straightaway. And his speed weeks are not over. He'll be back later this week in the Truck Series at the Big Track.
All right, tough night there for Tanner Gray. Good to see he's okay. Getting a little word from the track pastor here at New Smyrna Speedway, and disappointed but that he's not going to get the finish that he had coming to him, but good to see him okay, and we will see him a couple of more times in the ARCA Menards Series as he runs for the Rookie of the Year honors in the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoor Truck Series here for DGR Crosley here in 2020. So looks like track repairs are just about ready to wrap up. There you see our hard-working ARCA Menards Series officials who went to work to get the fence back in working order off of turn 4. We're getting the fluid cleaned up here on the front straightaway, and we should refire the engines here in just a moment. Sam Mayer taking over the lead here, as we did have Derek Griffith lead the opening 100 and how many laps of this race. And Derek unfortunately came down pit road and got penalized, so he had to start at the tail end of the field for that last restart. So that will move Sam Mayer up to the lead with 22 laps to go. Ty Gibbs slotting into that second position. Max McLaughlin making that bold move on that restart there. He will move up into third. Nick Sanchez into fourth, and Stephen Nassy currently scored as our 5th place car. There you see Ty Gibbs. Ty picking up his first career ARCA Menards Series win last year at Worldwide Technology Raceway just outside of St. Louis. Ironically, he and Sam Mayer fought for that victory. And, Ty Gibbs coming out on the top side of that battle. We will see how it plays out here tonight. Sam Mayer not quite happy with how that night ended just outside of St. Louis. We'll see how it ends up here tonight, as we will have 22 laps to go. Both of these young men, they haven't even gotten to their 18th birthday yet, and here they are fighting for victories, not only here at New Smyrna, but in the ARCA Menards Series as well. And, Sam is, of course, the defending series champion here in the ARCA Menards Series. Also picking up top rookie honors last season, winning the Bounty Rookie Challenge. We'll see a little bit back further in the field. There you see Tristan Van Wieringen in the number 30. There's Corey Heim. Been an adventurous night for Corey Heim in the number 20 Craftsman Toyota. There's Giovanni Bramante. Chase Cabry there in the number 4. You see Gio Selzy in the number 16 car. Gio right there with Derek Griffith. Derek, of course, led all of the laps until he came down pit road under the previous caution flag. Got penalized for pulling up the pit. Now, what that is you're not allowed to pass the pace truck as you come on down pit road. And if you were paying close attention when he came down pit road that first time, he did pull up alongside the pace truck. That is a very common practice in the short track races that Derek runs. Unfortunately, that is not how we do it here in the ARCA Menards Series East. So series officials brought him back down pit road and sent him to the tail end of the field for that restart. Now, thankfully, that was a little bit further back in the field, so he didn't get himself involved in that incident that we saw break out there in the top 5. Might look at that penalty as a bit of a good break, because I think had he been up where he should have restarted, he might have been right in the middle of that incident and not able to fight for a solid finish here tonight. There you see Sam Mayer in the number 21 car. Sam picking up a couple of victories at Bristol Motor Speedway last season. And we will go back to Bristol on April 4th. And, of course, you can see all of the ARCA Menards Series East and ARCA Menards Series West races right here on Track Pass. Check arcaracing.com for the complete schedule of all of those races. 8 races here on the East, 10 races out on the West. Yeah, there's a good look at what's going on here in the booth. Hey, folks, good to have you here on Track Pass as we finish up track cleanup after the 4th caution flag of the night. Good to see you here. Yeah, we need to get the light on here in the booth. I'll reach over here and make that happen. We'll show you folks what it looks like here in the booth. There we go. Hey, folks, good to have you here with us on Track Pass here on NBC Sports Gold. Opening night of the 2020 ARCA Menards Series season. And it's a full moon Monday, folks, and this is what happens when it's a full moon Monday. Welcome back to Ryan Stevens, the track announcer here at New Smyrna Speedway for your weekly action as we got the yellow flag back out here at the start-finish line. And I'll tell you what, Ryan, You guys have had a very crazy start to this World Series. This race, I thought we were going to have a nice calm night tonight. Doesn't look like we're going to end up with it. Well, it's good to have you here with us on the broadcast on Track Pass. We'll let you get back to your track PA duties if that's what you need to do. But there you see Veterini Motorsports crew going to work on the Mason Diaz automobile. They're going to give a push start to Giovanni Bramante as these cars have sat for a while. Sometimes it's hard to get them refired. There you see the damage to Max McLaughlin's number 1. Boy, that could be a tough break. Because, that's what happened. Those cars made a little contact coming off of turn 4. And, of course, McLaughlin drifted up the racetrack, and his right rear clipped the left front of Mason Diaz. And, of course, when that happens, these body panels come loose. And there you see the back bumper panel of that number 1 Toyota dragging the racetrack, and that's not necessarily a problem now. Might not make the officials very happy under green flag conditions. We'll see if he's going to have to come down pit road and either tape that back up or rip it off. But either way, if he does have to come down pit road, it would be a shame to give up that 3rd position with less than 20 laps remaining. 156 laps now. Looks 19 to go here. ARCA Menards Series East Series 2020 season opener here at New Smyrna Speedway. My name is Charlie Kroll. Appreciate you joining us here on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. And we look forward to having you each and every time the ARCA Menards Series East and the ARCA Menards Series West goes to battle throughout the 2020 season. And look at Max. He's trying to get that bumper off of there. He doesn't want to come down pit road, weaving that car hard back and forth, trying to get that panel to come off on its own. I don't know that that's going to work. I don't know if that's going to work. That 5-star flange fit composite body been hung very well on that chassis, and it does look like Max is going to dip down below the yellow line and bring that car down pit road. Tough break to Max McLaughlin, another victim of that incident there off of turn 4. Going to have to give up that 3rd spot and restart down the tail of the field here. Looked like he was going to come away from that one relatively unscathed, despite the fact that the 25 car and the 17 car were heavily involved. But here, in any case, Max McLaughlin will have to come down pit road. And there you see the team just electing to tape that bumper back to the tail end of that automobile. Still circulating behind the pace truck. We'll have a couple of more laps under caution flag here as we reset the field. Get everybody back in their proper running order. We'll go ahead and reset you the top 5. Sam Mayer currently your leader. Ty Gibbs sitting in that 2nd spot. Nick Sanchez, he's had a great night here tonight. He's going to move up into that 3rd spot. Stephen Massey now up into 4th, and Tristan Van Wieringen rounding out the top 5. There you see Max McLaughlin making the trip down pit road back onto the racetrack. He will rejoin the tail end of the lead lap for this restart. Sam Mayer, your leader, with just about, looks like we've got about 18 laps yet to go. My math skills aren't quite what they used to be, but I can still do a very quick subtraction there. So my rough estimate, 18 laps to go, folks. You can take it to the bank. Sam Mayer, your leader. Ty Gibbs back in 2nd. It will be interesting to see how this plays out on the restart. Every time we've come to the green tonight, whether it was the original start of the race or the restarts, we have seen the leader elect to restart from the top side of the racetrack. Don't know if we will see that here as we get down to crunch time. But if Ty Gibbs does get a shot to restart down on the bottom side of the racetrack, it will be very interesting to see if he chooses to drive Sam Mayer up the racetrack. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Sam Mayer taking the 1-to-go signal, and he's going to elect to move to the top side of the racetrack. So Ty Gibbs in second will have the low lane as we come to green. Nick Sanchez and Stephen Nassy back in row 2. Tristan Van Wieringen and Corey Heim back in row 3. Heim has had an adventurous night here tonight. He had a flat right front tire, gave up a ton of track position. Here he is in 6th spot with just 17 laps to go. Corey Heim back in contention to win. Let's see if he can make it happen here on this restart. Lights are off on the pace truck. Sam Mayer, Ty Gibbs on the front row. We will bring her home here as the pace truck down on pit road. Coming to the green, Sam Mayer, your control car, green flag in the air. On the hammer down into turn 1, and look at Ty Gibbs with the jump. Gibbs going to drive him up the racetrack. Give Ty Gibbs the lead off of turn 2. Exactly what I said would happen. Ty Gibbs pushing Sam Mayer up the racetrack. He will take the lead. Sam Mayer falling back to the 2nd spot. Nick Sanchez up to 3rd. Stephen Nassy 4th. Now you see that battle back in the field. A little contact there. Tristan Van Wieringen getting shoved up out of the groove. Corey Heim in the mix. There you see Derek Griffith on the move from the back of the field. Griffith on the charge. He's to the inside of Giovanni Belmonte. There you see cars scrambling all over the racetrack as we're getting down to the end of this one. Derek Griffith now back into the top 5. Griffith with 4 fresh tires. Does he have enough time to make his way back up through the top 4 automobiles? There you see the battle for the lead. Ty Gibbs has it. Sam Mayer wants it. Mayer to the inside. A little shove off of turn 2. He's going to move Gibbs up the racetrack. Can he make that move stick? Down into turn 3. Side by side battle for the lead. Give it to Sam Mayer off of turn 4. Sam Mayer back to the lead. Can Ty Gibbs make the crossover move? He's going to get to the back bumper of Sam Mayer. He's going to move him up the racetrack. Gibbs can't make it stick. Mayer with the advantage into turn 3. Another shove from Ty Gibbs through turns 3 and 4. Mayer has the track position. 11 laps to go. Sam Mayer with the lead. Another shove from Ty Gibbs down in turns 1 and 2. Gibbs wants that lead. Sam Mayer not willing to give it up. Here we come to 10 laps to go. This time by Mayer with the advantage. Ty Gibbs now 2 car lengths off as Sam Mayer leads him across. Look at that car in 3rd position. Here comes Derek Griffith on the move. Griffith now closing in on the back bumper of Ty Gibbs. 4 fresh General tires on that number 2 car. Does he have enough time? He is all over the back bumper of Ty Gibbs as we come to complete lap 166. 9 laps to go here at New Smyrna Speedway. Derek Griffith now all over the back bumper of Ty Gibbs down the backstretch. The sand slowly slipping through the hourglass here, though. Do we have enough time? Here comes Derek Griffith to the inside. Side-by-side battle for second off into turn 1. That battle already over. Give that spot to Derek Griffith. Now he's got about 15 car lengths to make up on Sam Mayer. Mayer the leader. There you see 2nd place Derek Griffith. This time by, we will have just 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go here. Skips Western Outfitters 175. That gap closing ever so slightly. Derek Griffith starting to eat into that advantage on Sam Mayer. Here comes Mayer to complete lap 169. 6 to go here in Smyrna. Griffith giving that car everything it has right now. That gap was 15 car lengths, making 5 car lengths down the backstretch. Here comes Derek Griffith. We will get the full fist this time around. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go. Single here at the stripe. Sam Mayer has the lead. Here it comes. Derek Griffith in the number 2. Griffith on the charge. Driving for Chad Bryant Racing. Griffith didn't have a ride here for this race until last Wednesday evening. He pumped into Chad Bryant at dinner. Bryant said, hey, come to New Smyrna. Drive my race car on Monday night. Derek Griffith said, I'd love to, man. They came out,
won the General Tire Pole Award in qualifying earlier this evening. And now with 3.5 laps to go, Griffith is on the charge. Can he catch Sam Mayer and steal the victory here tonight? Mayer across the stripe to complete lap 172. We've got 3 laps to go. There you see the battle for the third position. Giovanni Bramante up to third. Stephen Massey fourth. Corey Hyman fifth. A great night for Gio Bramante in that number 74. Here we go, folks. 2 laps to go here at the stripe. Derek Griffith is there. That 15-car length gap has evaporated. It is now a 1-car length lead down the backstretch. Let's see what Derek Griffith can do here. This time through turns 3 and 4. We will see the white flag this time by 1 lap remaining here at New Smyrna Speedway. Does Derek Griffith have anything for Sam Mayer? Mayer holding the advantage through turns 1 and 2. And down the backstretch, now stretching out a 2-car length lead. Here we go, folks. Last charge for Derek Griffith. Not going to be able to get there. Off of turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Sam Mayer picks up the win here at New Smyrna Speedway. Great run from the tail of the field by Derek Griffith to come home second here tonight. Ty Gibbs will cross the stripe in third. Giovanni Bramante coming home in fifth here tonight behind Nick Sanchez. What a great run by Gio Bramante in that number 74. But there you have it, folks. Your winner here tonight, Sam Mayer. Didn't pick up the lead till about 30 laps to go. Held off all Chargers here to pick up the win in the 2020 season opener, picking up right where he left off in 2020. Your defending series champion. Season opening win here at New Smyrna Speedway. And I'll tell you what, he earned it here tonight, doing everything he could to hold off that relentless charge by Derek Griffith. Griffith coming from the tail end of the field to the top 5 in about 3 laps. And then quickly narrowing that gap, was about 20 car lengths at one point. He closed it right up to get on the back bumper of Sam Mayer, but Mayer doing everything he could to hold on to pick up the win here tonight and open up his title defense. Last year's champion. Let's go ahead and I'll tell you what, that last dash to the checkered, what a hectic last 20 laps. Here is that restart, and take a look at Ty Gibbs here on this restart. Ty Gibbs doing everything right on this restart. Green flag is out. He's on the hammer, and watch him drive Sam Mayer up the racetrack down here in turns 1 and 2. Using up all the racetrack as we see a very happy Sam Mayer down in Victory Lane. Nice cold beverage there. It is a very warm and humid night here in Central Florida. You see the GMS crew about ready to celebrate with their driver. And we will send it down to Derek with a very happy winner down in Victory Lane.
That was my. I have to wait for NASCAR. Not yet. The Victory Lane coordinator still keeping them in there. Well, Sam Mayer is down. Sam Mayer is down here in Victory Lane. Okay. Come on. Well, Sam Mayer is going to pick up where he left off last year by winning. Here in the E-Series, he picks up the win tonight, driving for GMS Racing, and he's going to celebrate in style. And we're going to come on in here and talk to Sam. And Derek Griffith was one of the toughest competition you had out there tonight. With that problem that he had on pit road, was that the break that you needed?
I mean, I was riding behind him saving tires because I knew he hasn't pitted yet. So I was just saving my stuff because we used our tires already. So just waiting, and I'm definitely going to enjoy this one. Beating Ty and all those people, I mean, their team is amazing, and beating them is definitely something to be said. And this one has to go to Jerry Stevens and Kyle Stevens, crew member of ours, and passed away recently, and this one's for him for sure.
What did you think when you started to see the number 2 in your mirror getting bigger and bigger with a handful of laps to go?
My spotter never told me that, so I didn't know that. But I was just focused on all front and making good laps, qualifying laps every single lap, and it got us to victory lane.
Sam Mayer in victory lane here tonight in the East Series, the ARCA Menards East Series.
Sam Mayer celebrating down in victory lane. Great way to kick off that title defense here in the ARCA Menards Series here in 2020. Opening up a brand new era for the ARCA Menards Series East as ARCA picks up the sanction of what was formerly known as the NASCAR K&N Pro Series. A lot of history here on the East Coast. That history will continue on under a new name here in 2020 and beyond. Same thing goes for the West Coast as well. That history that dates back to 1954, still a part of the series. Just a new name, the ARCA Menards Series West, and we will kick that season off on February 20th out at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're going to set it back down to Derek with a very happy second-place driver here tonight. It's Derek Griffith.
That was a really good run for Derek Griffith tonight in the number 2. His very first time in the ARCA Menards Series, and boy, did you make your presence known. And what was your first experience like, and do you feel like if the race was 5 laps longer, you could have got him?
Definitely. Man, that thing was hooked up. Man, we didn't take tires, so I don't know, lap 140 or something like that. These General Tire, they held up really good. So I want to thank my whole Chuck Byron Racing team. We just screwed up on a caution deal, and, you know, is what it is. If I had 5 more laps, I think I could have raced with him pretty hard and, you know, hopefully came home with it. But he did a good job, you know. Everyone ran me clean all night. We had a killer car, and I can't believe it. So it hurts a little here, but, you know, I'm going to go home pretty happy. First time in an ARCA East car and bring home P2, so happy.
Definitely bittersweet for you, but does a finish like this open the door for possible more races with the team?
I sure hope so. These guys are awesome. They're so good to work with, and you know, it's definitely a possibility. I think they're happy, and I was real happy. You know, we just like I said, just screwed up on that caution deal, and I think we could run pretty good just about anywhere with that thing if they bring that just like that everywhere. So I'm real happy, and fingers crossed. Hopefully we get something going.
Well, the rookie drove like a champion tonight. A good run for Derek Griffith. Comes home in the second spot. Okay.
Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the top 5, or excuse me, the top 10 finishers. We'll take a look at the unofficial top 10 finishers here at New Smyrna Speedway tonight. Sam Mayer picking up the win, holding off a very, very solid chart. We're going to take a look at the unofficial finishers here, the unofficial top 10 finishers here in the Skips Western Outfitters 175 at New Smyrna Speedway. Sam Mayer picking up the win. Derek Griffith making a charge, didn't quite catch him there at the end, but Derek Griffith coming home in second. Ty Gibbs coming home in third. Nick Sanchez coming home in fourth. And Giovanni Bramante, how about that, running out the top 5. Stephen Nasse with a great run. He's going to come home in sixth. Corey Heim, seventh. Parker Retzlaff, how about that? Great run for him, coming home in eighth. Chase Cabry was ninth. And Mad Max McLaughlin making a nice recovery from that incident there with about 20 laps to go to finish in 10th. Why don't we set it back down to Derek with another one of our top finishers here tonight.
Well, Ty Gibbs starts off the 2020 season on a good note with a podium finish. Not a bad run for you, third place, but you look a little disappointed. Why is that?
Yeah, I'm third place. I'm the second loser out of the whole field, so it was my fault. We'll be back next race. I'm sorry to all the people that are here, my sponsors, Mitch that came. I'm sorry to let you guys down, my family. So we'll go back. Yes, that was my fault.
Looking back in the race, are there things that you wish you could have done different, and if so, what were they?
Yeah, I might keep those to myself, but there's some things I wish I could have done different. I'm just very frustrated. I let a bunch of good people down and a great race car. So.
Well, he may be a little bit frustrated, but the team is still happy with a third-place finish. Ty Gibbs in that Monster Energy number 18 comes home with a podium finish.
Great run by Ty Gibbs there to come home in the third position tonight. Looked like Ty might have had a shot to steal the win there, but a little push and shove down there with Sam Mayer. And Mayer returning the favor and pushing Ty up out of the groove. And, of course, I don't think anybody was going to stop Derek Griffith from getting back up there and making that fight for the win. But great run by Ty Gibbs here tonight to come home in third. Again, great way to start the season for Joe Gibbs Racing after picking up the win in the Clash over at Daytona International Speedway last night. There you see the sign out front here at New Smyrna Speedway. Night number 4, almost in the books of the World Series of Asphalt Racing here. We got another 50-lap modified tour feature coming up. And, 5 more nights of racing here at this venerable old half mile. And there you see celebrating down in Victory Lane. How about that? Great run tonight by Derek Griffith, starting from the General Tire pole, almost picking up the win. Great run tonight for Mason Diaz. A little trouble there for Daniel Dye, but Corey Heim having some problems as well. So Tanner Gray, he had a moment. There it is right there up on his side. Tough night for Tanner Gray, but there you have our winner tonight, Sam Mayer, celebrating